Hi everyone. What I'm working on today are changing the bearings right here. I want to begin by showing you this photo. When the small wheel came off the wheelchair, the cover for the bearing actually just fell right off because the bearing's toast. And you can see it here in my hand. It's all rusted up. That's the side that fell off. So this guy's well and truly worn out. How I knew it was because of hearing a squealing type noise in just the one ear as I was driving myself to physiotherapy last night. So how you change the bearing, there's more than one way of getting it out. My wheelchair is not new by any means, and I use the screwdriver just to pull a little bit of it out at a time, or I sometimes use the bigger screwdriver. So I've used the small one to get the first bearing out. So for the second bearing, I usually put a long screwdriver through and just use my rubber mallet to pop it out. Okay, and this is the result. The bearing is on the screwdriver. I find putting the replacement bearing in really straightforward. This part here that you're looking at isn't new. So it's not quite as tight as it once was, but I start with the bearing sitting right on here like this, and then I take my rubber mallet and just tap it in. So you see here it's about a third of the way in, half the way in, 3/4, and then just, okay, and that's countersunk to the edge of it. Then the process is repeated for the second bearing. So it just sits in here, and you'll know when it's sitting right because like right now I can't really tip it to the left or the right. It's just in there in a nice little fit. Then it's same thing, just tap it in with the rubber mallet. Okay, and it's seated. If your wheelchair's new, the way that you can get the bearing seated is by using this tool. It's a heat gun, so it would make the plastic expand just a fraction of an inch, and before you would use it, you'd put the bearing into the freezer for maybe half an hour or 45 minutes to compress it. So for this to work, you need to have your heat gun ready as soon as you pull the bearing out of the freezer. I do want to caution you though, this is a heating appliance the same as like a toaster in the kitchen, a toaster oven, and other appliances like a slow cooker. You need to make sure that you're not going to overload the fuse that you're using it, or you can cause a fire. I'm not saying that it's not safe to use this, but to use it with wisdom. Thanks for the time that you've spent with me today. Bye for now.